We have some major breaking news. It has been announced that Rajah Caruth will join Hendrick Motorsports in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Kansas Speedway. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to the video. As I just said a second ago, we got some pretty massive major breaking news this early morning, as it has been announced that Rajah Caruth will join Hendrick Motorsports in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Kansas Speedway. Here's the statement for Hendrick Motorsports. Rajah Caruth to drive Hendrick Motorsports number 17 Chevrolet in NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Kansas Speedway. Kansas Speedway will be the site for a NASCAR Xfinity Series reunion, nearly 2 years in the making. For the second time in his career, Rajah Caruth will strap into the number 17 HendrickCars.com Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. It will mark his first start with the team since the 2023 Xfinity Series season finale at Phoenix Raceway. Here's what Rajah said about joining up at Hendrick Motorsports. I feel extremely excited and thankful for the opportunity and for me. I think about how much I've grown since the last time I was fortunate enough to drive a car out of this building. I believe my experience I've accumulated the last few years in the Craftsman Truck Series and my partial Xfinity stuff will put me right where I need to be up front and hopefully for a good time and a good run as well. He also says, Kansas is a track I've loved since the first time I was there in ARCA. I've had pace there in ARCA and probably should have won a race or two, and the same with the Truck Series. But that's a place you have to be versatile with how many different lanes you can run and utilize the seams and pay attention and how the rubber lays down. Here's what Rajah also said about joining up. I knew him a little bit last year, working with a couple of people, Corey Day as well, from Junior Motorsports in this year. And he's going to get a chance to also work with Corey Day in this event as well. This is a really, really big deal. Obviously, Rajah Caruth has been sponsored by HendrickCars.com in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series throughout the whole entire year of 2024 and also 2025 as well. And we know Rajah has grown as a driver of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. He has a chance and opportunity this weekend to make it to the next round of the playoffs. He's up by 14 or 15 points currently at the moment. But it's not a bad idea to give Rajah an opportunity to drive for Hendrick Motorsports. We had heard some rumors about Rajah making some starts in the NASCAR Xfinity Series for 2025 with Hendrick Motorsports. Dale Jr. brought it up on his podcast, but there were people saying that Rajah was not going to get the chance and opportunity to race. But we now know it's officially confirmed that Rajah is going to make his first start in quite some time with this team. Now, Rajah has made two previous starts in the NASCAR Xfinity Series so far this year, driving for Jordan Anderson Racing in the number 32 car. He's shown some decent speed in that car. He's had some really strong runs with the 32 team in the past. Had top 20 run going at Dover before. Unfortunately, he had a flat tire near the end of the event, and actually had, I think, a bad pit stop, I'm pretty sure. And then at Daytona, he got crashed once or twice and didn't really get to show his potential because he got involved in a couple wrecks. I think Rajah is someone whose development has gotten better. He, of course, has two career Craftsman Truck Series wins at this point, that coming this year at National Super Speedway and last year at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And you look at a track like Kansas, Rajah Caruth has been very fast at Kansas every time we have gone there. He had a really fast car in 2023 when he drove for GMS Racing, was really, really good in 2024 in both races we ran there, and in 2025 he showed really solid speed with the 71 team in general. So I look for him to be a major factor for a potential good run. I could see Rajah Caruth being a sleeper pick to go to victory lane. Hendrick Motorsports has a lot of good history, of course, winning here at Kansas Speedway. They haven't won here in the Xfinity Series in quite some time. I think the last time might have been 2007 with Kyle Busch. I'm not entirely sure though, but it's been a long time since Hendrick Motorsports' Xfinity program has gone to victory lane there. But you look at the success of the 17 teams so far this year. Of course, Kyle Larson picked up a win earlier this year at Bristol Motor Speedway in very dominant fashion, leading 277 or 276 of the 300 laps. William Byron picked up the win in that number 17 car as well at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Kyle Larson probably should have won the race at Homestead if not for a bad restart. Kyle Larson goes on and wins. Chase Sully showed really good speed at Pocono in that car. And Alex Bowman came very close to winning in the number 17 at Phoenix Raceway before Eric Almirola might have gotten a little bit too aggressive and might have not had a little bit issues, being a little bit too over aggressive on the white flag of the event. Now, what are the expectations of Rajah in this race? I realistically think Rajah Caruth is going to be a factor. Maybe not for the overall victory, but I think a top 10 is certainly possible. We've seen Corey Day, who I think is getting a lot better as a driver, contend for top 5s and top 10s more consistently now. I really believe that Rajah Caruth is a better driver at this moment than Corey Day on the stock car side of things. So if Corey Day is starting to get top 10s and top 15s a lot more consistently, I wouldn't be surprised if Rajah gets a top 5. This is a good track for Rajah Caruth, and I look for Rajah to be a factor and a strong contender for a very, very good run in this event. I think he'll contend for a top 5 and top 10, and I think this team is going to bring a lot of speed. Which leads to the next big question. What does this mean for Rajah Caruth going into 2026? Because obviously we've heard a lot of rumors that Hendrick is going to run a full-time car in 2026 in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, but many people are expecting that Corey Day is going to get that seat over Rajah Caruth, because Corey Day is under the Hendrick development pipeline. Rajah is not part of Hendrick's development pipeline, to my understanding. We've heard rumors that Rajah is going to be back in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series with Spire. There's also rumors, of course, that Spire Motorsports could have had an Xfinity program, but we're kind of still waiting on what's going to happen with Spire for next year. But every indication I've heard is Rajah will be back with Spire Motorsports in 2026, so I'd expect him to go back there, and he might make some starts through Junior Motorsports. Now, I'll throw out a potential possibility. What about him getting the 88 car next year? If, let's say, Daniel Suarez goes over to Spire. That would not be a bad decision for Rajah if he doesn't go back to the Truck Series next year, but I'm leaning toward the fact that I think Rajah will be back in the Craftsman Truck Series on a full-time basis. But what if Hendrick maybe runs a second part-time car? That is an actual possibility that we could see Hendrick run a second part-time car at some point. Maybe they get the ownership of the number 5 number. That would certainly be interesting for sure. But I think for Rajah, this is still a really excellent and a great opportunity to work with him. He's obviously going to have a lot of really strong competition in this races. Connor Zilic, of course, who's been extremely dominant in the Xfinity Series this year. Guys like Sheldon Creed and Sam Mayer. I don't remember if Eric Almiral's running the 19, but if he's running, he's going to be a factor in that race, considering he's a defending winner of the fall Xfinity Series race at the track. You know Brandon Jones is going to be really good, considering Brandon Jones is always a factor when we get out to Kansas every time we go there. That's his best track outside of like Phoenix or anything like that. And then, of course, guys like Austin Dillon and Jesse Love are probably also going to be factors in this race. And I'll throw Harrison Burton in the mix as well, who I think could be really strong and good in that event. But for Rajah, this is still nonetheless an amazing opportunity. I look for him to be a really big factor for potentially a really strong, good run. I think Hendrick is going to bring a lot of speed for sure. They're looking to get more wins in Xfinity competition, put more wins on their portfolio as they continue to grow as an organization in the Xfinity Series. And again, like I said, we do expect that they will have a full-time Xfinity Series program next year. Again, I do expect Corey Day to be the driver of that car, but we'll have to wait and see. Nonetheless, I'm really excited to see what Rajah Caruth can do. I think he'll be a factor, and I think he'll have a good chance and opportunity for a solid run. We'll see what he can do this weekend, or next weekend at Kansas Speedway in the Xfinity Series event. So, that is going to be today's special breaking news report on Rajah Caruth joining Hendrick Motorsports at Kansas. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, that's go live on my channel. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go to more that and comment your thoughts below on today's video. How do you think Rajah Caruth is going to do in the Xfinity Series race at next week with Hendrick at Kansas? Let me know what your expectations are in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, I'm going to be doing a video talking about 10 drivers who could drive the number 88 car 2025. We might mention Rajah Caruth in that video. If any other major news breaks over the next couple days, discuss it live on the channel. Then, of course, on Saturday, we will have the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race review coming out. We also have some other content coming out along with that as well. Then, of course, on Sunday, we are going to have the starting lineup video for the Cup race at New Hampshire. We also will have the race review as well, and maybe a Shane Van Gisbergen video, who knows at this point. And then on Monday, we should have a NASCAR news video dropping on the channel. We got a lot of content coming up. People like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bob Waltz, Ross Chastain, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Frankie Muniz, Cletus and Farland, Dodge Ram, Carson Quavel, Connor Zilic, Daniel Suarez, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Ryan Preece, Alex Bowman, Bubba Walsh, 2311 front row. The lawsuits are probably getting more updates on that as well in the future. And Will Brown, Brock Feeney, and Cam Mars, all that stuff will be coming to as well. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode. I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, buddy.